My rich brother said, "You're too poor to sit at the main table at my daughter's wedding." I nodded, no problem. My response was to call the venue, which my father-in-law owned, and cancel the entire event due to a private booking. His family drama became a logistical nightmare. 34 male, got the text from my brother Vincent, 38, while sitting in my 2015 Honda Civic outside my daughter's school. Reading it 3 times didn't make it any less insulting. The text read, "Hey, need to discuss seating arrangements for Sophia's wedding. Given the guest list includes several business associates and important families, we're keeping the main reception tables for immediate family of similar social standing. We've arranged a lovely table for you guys in the side room. Same menu, just more comfortable for everyone involved." More comfortable for everyone involved. The words dripped with a condescending arrogance that had defined our relationship for years. Translation: you and your modest life are an embarrassment to me. My wife, Elena, was sitting next to me. She saw the color drain from my face. "What's wrong, Mateo?" I handed her the phone without a word. She read the text, her expression shifting from confusion to disbelief, and then to a dark, humorless laugh. It was the kind of laugh that means someone has just crossed a line they didn't even know existed. "He doesn't know, does he?" she asked, a dangerous glint in her eye. "Nope," I said. "He has no idea." You see, my brother Vincent, with his successful car dealership chain and his obsession with appearances, had no clue about my wife's family. I work in IT. I live modestly, and I never felt the need to broadcast the fact that my father-in-law, Roberto, is a real estate mogul who owns half the premier event venues in the state. Vincent had chosen Rosewood Manor for his daughter Sophia's wedding, a gorgeous, historic estate that just so happened to be the crown jewel of Roberto's portfolio. Elena pulled out her phone and dialed her dad, put him on speaker. "Principessa," Roberto's warm voice boomed through the car. "How's my favorite granddaughter?" "She's great, Dad." Elena said, "Quick question. The Rosewood booking for the 18th of next month, the Williams wedding, that's for my brother-in-law, Vincent, right?" There was a pause as he checked. "Yes. Big, elaborate affair. Why?" Elena took a deep breath. He just sent Mateo a text telling him we're too poor to sit at the main table. We've been assigned to the side room. The silence on the phone was heavy. Then Roberto's voice returned, but the warmth was gone, replaced by cold steel. He said, "What?" "A side room, Roberto." I chimed in, "But with the same menu, so that's nice of him." "I see," Roberto said slowly. "Well, that is unfortunate, because, unfortunately, I just remembered that we have urgent, unavoidable structural maintenance scheduled for that entire week at Rosewood. A complete electrical overhaul. Very sudden. The venue will be closed." "Oh, what unfortunate timing," Elena said, playing along. "Very," Roberto replied. "I'll have my general manager call them this afternoon to explain. We'll issue a full refund. Of course. We're not monsters." That evening, as I was helping my daughter, Isabella, with her homework, my phone exploded. It was Vincent. "What did you do?" he yelled as soon as I answered. "Had dinner." "Why?" "Rosewood just canceled Sophia's wedding. They said there's sudden maintenance. The wedding is in 3 weeks. This is a disaster. Every other decent venue is booked." Then he had the audacity to say, "Can you call around? You might know someone who knows someone." He assigns me to the poor kids table, then wants me to use my non-existent connections to help him. The sheer nerve was breathtaking. "I don't really move in those circles, Vincent," I said calmly. "You know, different social standing and all that. Have you tried the VFW hall? I hear their rates are very reasonable." He hung up. My wife, Elena, high-fived me from across the room. The game had just begun. Over the next few days, the desperation from Vincent's camp escalated beautifully. His wife, Patricia, called Elena, attempting a sickly sweet manipulative approach. "Elena, darling," she cooed, "I heard a rumor your father owns some venues. We're in such a bind." "He does," Elena replied coolly. "Could you possibly ask him about availability?" "I could," Elena said, "but Aren't we supposed to be in the side room? I wouldn't want to overstep our social standing. Patricia started crying actual tears about how the wedding was ruined, and Sophia was devastated. Elena's response? Sounds like a you problem, Patricia. Click. Vincent himself showed up at my house that Saturday morning, pounding on the door like a bailiff. He pushed past me into my modest living room, his eyes scanning my inferior furniture with disgust. Fix this, he demanded. Fix what? Your venue had a maintenance issue. How is that my problem? Don't play dumb, Mateo. I know you had something to do with this. You've always been jealous of my success, my position in this family. This is just pathetic revenge. My daughter Isabella walked in then, still in her Harry Potter pajamas. Uncle Vinny? Want some pancakes? He barely glanced at her. Not now, kid. That was it for me. I saw red. Vincent, I said, my voice dangerously low. It's time for you to go. You just dismissed my daughter in my own house. We're done here. He left, threatening to make sure everyone in the family knew what kind of jealous, vindictive brother I was. And he tried. He started a smear campaign, telling everyone I had sabotaged the wedding. My own mother called, confused and upset. But when I explained the side room text message, her tone changed. That idiota, she muttered. I'll talk to him. But Vincent, blinded by his own arrogance, doubled down. He found out about Roberto through some digging and showed up at his corporate office, demanding a new venue. Roberto told me he walked in like he owned the place, first trying to bribe him with car dealership connections, then demanding he talk sense into me about family loyalty. Roberto had him escorted out by security. The lowest blow came when they enlisted my niece, Sophia, to call me, crying. That one almost broke me. Uncle Matty, she sobbed. I don't understand what's happening. Dad says he won't help us. Sophia, honey, I said gently. Did your dad tell you about the seating arrangements he had planned? There was a pause. What seating arrangements? I told her to ask him why he wanted us in a different room. She called back an hour later, her voice filled with hurt and anger that was directed at her own father. He said what to you? About money? Uncle Matty, I am so sorry. Vincent's desperation led him to book a last-minute country club an hour away. He sent out a mass text announcing the new venue, pointedly adding, despite certain people's attempts to ruin Sophia's day. Then he sent a separate text just to me. Since you've shown your true colors, you're no longer welcome. He uninvited me, Elena, and his 8-year-old niece, Isabella. That was the last straw for Elena. He uninvited a child? She fumed. She made another call to her father. Dad, she said, that country club Vincent booked. Don't you golf with their board president, Frank? You know, the one who's always talking about their club's commitment to inclusivity and family values? I wonder how he'd feel if he knew one of his big events was organized by a man who explicitly excluded his own family, including a child, for not being rich enough. 2 days later, the country club canceled Vincent's booking, citing a misalignment with their core values. His wedding was now just 1 week away, and he had no venue. He called me, defeated. What do you want, Mateo? He asked, his voice hollow. An apology? An apology for what? I pressed. The seating thing? Or trying to get me fired? Or turning the family against me? Or uninviting my daughter from her cousin's wedding? What exactly are you sorry for, Vincent? He had no answer. The situation was a complete mess. Sophia wasn't speaking to her parents. The extended family was at war. Then, 2 days before the wedding, Roberto made a move I never saw coming. He called Sophia directly and offered her Rosewood Manor free of charge as his personal gift to her, not to her parents. But there were conditions. 1. Sophia, and only Sophia, controlled the final guest list. 2. There would be no segregated seating. 3. Vincent had to issue a formal public apology to me and Elena in the family group chat. Vincent, trapped and humiliated, caved. The night before the wedding, the apology appeared. It was weak, but it was public. The wedding was beautiful. Sophia was radiant. Vincent looked like he was chewing on glass the entire time, especially when Roberto gave a toast about family unity and treating everyone with respect, regardless of their bank account. During the reception, one of Vincent's business associates asked my daughter what I did for a living. Isabella, loud and proud, announced, "He fixes the internet for hospitals. He's basically a superhero but with keyboards." The man, who worked in healthcare tech, was intrigued. We exchanged cards right in front of Vincent, whose jaw was so tight I thought it might crack. The most satisfying moment came during the family photos. The photographer called for immediate family. As Vincent started to gesture towards the side, a habit ingrained from his original plan, Sophia cut him off. "No," she said, her voice clear and firm. "Everyone is immediate family today. Nobody gets separated." We all squeezed in for one big, slightly broken family photo. Vincent's smile was pained. Mine was genuine. As we were leaving, Roberto handed Vincent a sealed envelope. Inside was the real, itemized invoice for the wedding at Rosewood, for the exact amount the original booking would have cost. "Consider this a wedding gift, Sophia," Roberto told him, "that you will pay. Treat all family as equals, or next time, there won't be a backup venue." I saw Vincent's face go white under the parking lot lights. As we drove home, Elena said, "That's the price of prejudice. My brother and I don't talk much now, but Sophia and Isabella are closer than ever. And that business contact from the wedding? My IT firm just signed a major contract with his company. Funny how sitting at the main table can open doors. Respect costs nothing, but as my brother learned, disrespect can cost you everything.